everyone, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel. I have been missing in action. I have been so busy sewing for my upcoming show, which is next weekend. But today I am filming at my little summer shop. We're just winding down here. Like I mentioned, I have a show next weekend, so I'll be closed here at the flea market. And then the following weekend is Labor Day weekend, and that is our last big weekend here. And so it has been so quick and fast. The summers always fly by, but always so much fun too. And it's been great meeting some of you who have been able to stop, and it's been great. I am so blessed by it. And so today, what I thought I don't have a tutorial or anything like that, but I wanted to share with you what I have been working on basically since about the middle of July, and that is my fall line for this big show coming up. I like to have a cohesive look at my craft shows, so everything looks like they just looks nice underneath my canopy. And so this year I have chosen to do a lot of flannel shirts, and I do a bleaching grunge look to them, and they just turn out really cool. And also I have been taking scraps of flannel and adding them to my sweatshirts, and so everything kind of goes together, and then making accessories out of flannel, like scarves, two different types of scarves that will coordinate with the shirts as well. And so I am just going to turn the camera around and do a voiceover and just go through my fall line. So if any of you, maybe it'll spark some interest, I don't know, give you some ideas if any of you are doing craft shows, and just to kind of see what I've been up to. Also, you'll be seeing a lot of hand knit scarves and cowls that I have displayed with some of my sweatshirts and other shirts. I do not make these. A friend of mine does the hand knitting cowls and scarves, and they're beautiful, and they really complement my sweatshirts, and so I like to bring them along and just display them and help her out too. I hope you enjoy this. I'll be back at the end to wrap it up. The first item are these long tunics. I have them in 4 different colors. This is the olive or drab green one, and again the flannel embellishment on it and the matching scarves. I do cut up the side so there's like a little vent just to give it some more wiggle room. This is the slate gray. It's in red, and again just a simple designs made with the flannel. I do coordinate some of my jewelry with them too. And then the star one, and the star one has one of those craft buttons. I'll link those down below. Those are a lot of fun, and you'll see them in a lot of my embellishments. And this is one of my flannel shirts, and you can see it has like an ombre look where the bottom of them are dipped in a bleach. I use a very well ventilated area and a mask to do this, but they turn out really cool. They all have a little bit of a different look, and then they're washed, so they're very soft. And I just add, here's another one of those buttons, a little bit of lace. I just add a very simple embellishment at the bottom, and I do buy an extra shirt of each of my colored flannels and cut them up, and that's the fabric I get for these embellishments, and also the scarves that you'll see hanging on some of my shirts. I love this little maple leaf. It's great for fall. If any of you want to do this and you don't want to buy an extra shirt, here's another trick. For that star, I took it off the back of the shirt, which is a double yoke, or it's faced, and just use that, and then added that fabric to fill in the hole. Hope that makes sense, but that's another way you can get a little piece of fabric. Love the way this one turned out. It just has such a cool color. Very fall looking, but it's getting out. It's getting there. And again, that's the scarf, which is a long scarf that you can just tie in many different ways. I have brought back those llamas, and I have them on a lot of my shirts this year. I have the Yama also on Sweatshirt, so you'll see those too. Really like how this flannel bleached. And one of the scarves. Notice this one, this little maple leaf, I have a piece of jute, just as a little embellishment. Jute washes up really nice. So if just a hint, if you want to add something that looks quite fallish on an embellishment. And this is my feather one. This one is a black plaid on the top, and it bleached in a complete different color. It was really cool. And again, added a little piece of that jute onto the bottom of that feather. This is an acorn design, and again, a little bit of that jute, just to give it a little bit of an accent. And one of those hand knit scarves. I do bring several lightweight, long sleeve shirts. This is a little hoodie with a raglan sleeve. And it's just a simple tree design. I did a lot of trees. Here's a group of pine trees. We live in an area where there's a lot of pine trees. So it's always a good design for up here in Minnesota. Same design on another shirt. And again, here's the llama. Now you'll see I do, for any of you who are interested or are curious about this, I sew 8 different shirts of the same design. So like this chocolate brown one with the feather, I'll do 1 small, 2 medium, 2 large, 2 extra large, and 1 2X. And so each of these have 8 shirts. This is one of my fabric collages. I did a video on how I make these little fabric collages. They're tiny little pieces of my scraps. I'll link that down below too, and also up on the iCard. And this is a very soft, almost a sweater type shirt. And now we're on to more of my comfort colored sweatshirts. This is the color Pepper, another llama. I did add a little fringe to the saddle, and that's a polyester fringe. And again, these are tunic. Like I opened up the sides to give them more room, and then double layered that bottom band. Just gives it a neat look. Just a little bit, something different. I also always V-neck the collars on these shirts. It's easier to get over the head, just add some comfort. I do a lot of drawstring ones, and I think I did a video on how I do the drawstring sweatshirts. I cut the band off and add that drawstring is actually the seam of the band. This is another one of my scarves, and this is an infinity scarf, so it's really long. Here's a picture of it as long. You wear it over your head twice. Just another look, another scarf. Here's another one of those drawstring. I don't do a lot of embellishment on these. I find that people really like to keep them simple. And so I usually don't add a lot to them. This one is an asymmetrical cut on the top. I cut it on the side and flip it over, and then add one of those craft hand-painted fun buttons. This one, the pocket is made from the cuffs that I've cut off. Another tree design. I really thought this was a fun design. That square red plaid is sewn on the back of the sweatshirt and then cut from the front, folded over, and put a button placed. I love the inside of these shirts. They just have a really soft look to them, and so I do like having pieces of that inside showing. This has always been a real popular color. It's the color spruce. And again, just pieces of the flannel. And just the top opened up and another piece of flannel on the top. Same design, different color. This is the color denim. And another pine tree. This is my once in a blue moon design. This has been a real popular dye for me. I've used it many, many times. And I'll link that, if any of you have a Big Shot, I'll link that dye down below. And again, one of those scarves that I just left long and flipped over in the front. And here's the only jacket that I got made, and the pockets are actually the cuffs. I hope you enjoyed this, just an overview of what I've been working on. I'm hot and sweaty, as you can tell. I was packing everything up while I was showing you, and everything is packed up for next weekend, so I'm ready to go. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some ideas of what maybe you can work on. I mean, you can do a lot with a sweatshirt and a lot with a flannel shirt. So thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now.